formerly the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union wasn't exactly I mean, it was a command economy, but it wasn't, even though we consider them to be communist, it was almost more totalitarian. They weren't very communistic, at least in the general idea of it. I'm actually going to go back a slide because I realized that I missed something. So for free market economies, they're actually places that they're found, I didn't mention, I forgot, is they're found in mostly first world countries in the USA, England, Canada, Germany, Japan. A bunch of the first world countries normally have free market enterprise, which leads to strong economic development, which helps them become first world countries. All right, so this is where I'm going to break and I'm going to become a student to you again. So we went through the guided practice, and now this is going to be the independent practice. What they're going to do, they have this list here of terms that they're going to do, of maybe not terms, but of ideas, and they'll place them in each of the three categories that I said. The students will have a sheet with the Venn diagram where it will have three big circles: command, free market, and traditional. And they'll have the middle part, and they'll have if like two of them have one similarity and they don't. But what I will do is I'll give the students about 10 minutes. We'll pretend that 10 minutes passes by. They'll have 10 minutes to go through the assignment, through the list. There's going to be these 9 and there's 9 more. And then we'll bring it back in the end. And so I'm hoping that they'll learn and that they'll all be able to figure it out. And if they have questions, I can answer them for them. So that's what it is. So right now I'm just going to take a quick breath. And let's pretend that 10 minutes will go by as soon as I come back, and I'll go back to being a teacher. All right, so I'm going to go back to being the teacher of the class now. All right, class. So you guys understood the 3 types of economies, right? You got all those notes down? Okay, good. So the assignment that I said, so you guys have the Venn diagram sheet in front of you. And so you're going to have this slide, and there's going to be one more slide that will have these 9 terms, that'll have these terms that you will fill out and put in there. And I want to make sure that you guys have learned everything. Don't worry if you don't know if one of them is right or if you can't figure it out. We'll go over it in the end. But you can take about 10 minutes now. I'll go through these 9, and as soon as I see that those people are done with those 9, I'll go to the next slide, and then we'll come back. So you can go ahead and start this assignment. All right, so let's pretend 5 minutes went by. Gonna go to the next slide. All right, guys, so this is the next slide. If you guys want to fill out this, let's pretend 5 more minutes have gone by. We'll just take a second. If there were kids here, I would walk around and ask them and see if they need help with this one or if they understand what's going on. There's no kids right here, but that's how I handled the lesson when I was in Mr. Nagel's class. All right, so let's say the 5 minutes have passed. I'm going to go back to the first slide. All right, guys, looks like we're all done. If you're not, it won't be a big deal. We'll go over it. How'd you guys think the assignment was? Pretty good? You thought it was kind of difficult? Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. It's just like notes. You'll learn about it. You'll get more in depth, and as long as you study it, you'll be fine for the more material to come and eventually when you have the test. So let's go through the list here. So where'd you guys put first one for economic systems? All right, you all put in the middle? Yeah, they're all economic systems. Hopefully, we did just talk about all 3 of them. So the second one, where basic value is equality. So that is, which one do you think? Command? Yeah, it's in command, okay. Communism is all about the equality. everybody's equal. There's no different class system. Speaking of the next one, class system. There's no class system in command economy, so I guess I gave you that one. For number 4, what do you guys think? Government owns the major means of production. It's again command economy. Making profits is the motive or incentive to produce. Where do you guys think that one would go? No, it's not. It's not command. It's free market for this one. It goes into free market enterprise. That's an incentive for American workers or other first world free market economies. They work hard to make more money. That's the incentive. Believing in laissez-faire economics. The next one. What do you guys think? So laissez-faire just means, it's a French term. It came from the French Revolution, but it basically means less government. So which one did we talk about has less government? Yeah, the free market enterprise again. It has less government, so that's an advantage of free market economies. No private property. Where do you guys think that one goes? That one also is command. The government owns all of it, and that's how command economies work. Used in ancient times and used in some areas today. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, it's traditional. You could argue, I see your point, you could argue that maybe it could be command too, because it is used a little bit today, and it was used a while ago, but it's not ancient technically. Ancient times mean long ago, and that's what the traditional economy has. I mean, certain tribes have been doing the same thing for thousands of years. That's ancient. But number 9, competition is encouraged. Where do you guys think that one falls under? That one basically falls right under free market. Only in traditional economies, there's not a lot of competition because it's just the whole tribe or whoever is selling everything. And in command economies, there's really no competition because everything's regulated by the government. So for the next slide. So these next 9, where do you guys think that number 10 went? Production is based on customs and tradition. That last word should be key. Obviously, traditional economy. That's where you'd place number 10. Contains free enterprise. Free enterprise is also free market, so that goes in the free market circle on the Venn diagram. What is produced is based on survival. Where do you guys think this one goes? I mean, technically everything is based on survival when someone has to make something, but it's only traditional. Traditional economies make enough food and supplies that they need to survive. They don't have excess need. They don't have a lot to sell and trade. They have a little bit, but it's not a lot. They basically make what they need to survive. State determines the jobs and salary, and no competition. Those basically go hand in hand. Which one do you those go under the command economy? The government regulates everything. The government also can be referred to as the state. That's why it says state determines jobs and salary. For 15, usually used in communist countries. Talked about this. Some countries that are communist are North Korea, Cuba, and formerly the Soviet Union. And those are all under command economies. 16 contains capitalism, which is the ownership of private property. And so we know that in a command economy, there is no private property because the government owns it. The traditional economy, there might be private property, but it's all a communal land. So in free market is when you have private property. I mean, the school is private property. Your homes are private property. Just about everything can be private property. So 17, no freedom for consumers or producers. We talked about no freedom. The government regulates it all, so that's a command economy. And then the last one here, we have encourages individual initiative, individuals working hard. So why would someone want to work hard? Because they'll make more money, so that's the incentive. So we talked about that. Working hard for more incentive would be under a free market economy, and that's where you would place that one. Are there any questions you guys have? You guys understand everything? You guys just saying that, or you guys just not answering, or you actually understand it? It's like, okay, thanks for responding. At least you guys understand it. Good. All right, so now I'm breaking back to being a student. So this was basically my project. I think it went well. This whole class taught me a lot about how to create lesson plans, how to develop lesson plans for the school, and what to take into account, how to prepare myself for becoming a future teacher. And I thought it was very helpful. That being said, I don't really have any other ideas about what could be done. I think that the class was helpful. Like doing the online module is a good way of getting used to just standing up in the classroom. What I'm doing now, I wasn't super confident about doing it earlier in the year, but I'm doing this now and I think it went well. Some other things, I thought that it was good that we use different sorts of technology. Right now I'm using the projector, just like how a normal teacher would, instead of just sitting at my desk having a video of myself. So I think that that's all interesting. And that's basically all. So thank you.